I'm out of water. Where are we looking? Getting pretty thirsty. Getting pretty thirsty. Maybe I'll call the next one Pray for the Thirsty Beavers. Or I'll call this one Pray for the Thirsty Beavers. I think I'm fine. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of them. Ooh, I think I'm fine. Well, hopefully I'm not killing off more beavers again this episode. We'll find out. I think I'm fine. Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 2. So when I was editing this, I saw this thing where I had never changed back my work hours from recovering from that little mini famine that killed some of my beavers. So let me, adjust that back to normal, get my beavers working again. Okay. Where did I leave off? Oh, yes. Another thing I wanted to say was just I have such sympathy for other YouTubers that I've seen where I go, oh my God, how could you miss that? How could you miss such, the thing is screaming at you. They're just telling you here that the beavers are dying and everyone is hungry. How do you miss that? Well, I guess you're just more distracted when you're trying to record a video. So it makes it a lot harder to kind of manage some of these smaller things, which makes some of the people I follow, I'm more impressed at their abilities. Um, Anyways, also I got a question, I got a comment about haulers. So as far as I'm aware, there is no like hauling buildings. It's all in this housing. So the houses that you picked, you see here how it says employs 2 haulers. I believe that the housing, the workers that are provided through housing are your haulers. So there is no like specific hauling job. There is a specific builder lodge. Um, and that I should probably build out pretty soon. I'll probably just build it now. Um, so that answers that question. We're still waiting on getting these stairs done. I just harvested all of my fully grown trees. So, waiting for some of these trees to grow up. Where's my wood storage? I'm at 39, because I'm going to need all of this. I'm going to need to start collecting this scrap. Go up here to scavenger flag. I wonder how far I can push this. No, I can't put it at the bottom. I can put it here. Just so they're a little closer to my actual colony, my little village over here. Okay. I have planks in production. As soon as I have 10 of them, I will destroy this building so that I can get this new 4-way district up. Food is looking good. Water's looking good. I'm gonna need... How much clay do I have? Do I not have any clay? No clay. So I'm still building out my population for workers. Builder's hut needs tools. I forgot about that. Well then, I think I might try to build another house then somewhere over here. What housing building could I do? I think I'm gonna want a lot of residents. So I think I'm just gonna do a 2-story. I think I'm gonna build it maybe here. Give me room for this road to keep cutting across. Takes planks. I don't want to save up planks and wood. I do need more. I have 11 vacancies. I have a bunch of kids. I'm fine. I don't know why I'm panicking. I don't know why I'm thinking too hard about it. I should be fine. Okay, still waiting on my trees to start growing. why am I waiting so long? I forgot the whole reason I came across here so I can harvest all of these wood. Again, I'm telling you, when at least I feel like when I'm not trying to record this, that like I'm more on top of all these little things that I can manage better. But maybe I'm just telling myself that. Maybe I'm not quite there yet. Trees are growing up, harvesting more wood, getting my wood stocks up. Not enough workers for those guys. Come on, kids, grow up already. Your endless days of summer are not. They gotta end. Can't keep eating those jawbreakers. Okay, let me get this path out here. Because I think what I will eventually do down here, oops, is uh, get these upgrades to the primitive dam, where you can go up 2 blocks. So I'll probably go down here, get the 2 block height dam, so I can start funneling water down here, and then whatever comes of that, whatever gets green, I think it'll just go. I might have to block up here too, and then down here and over here. But that's kind of getting closer to later on. Oop, that has way too many workers. And I don't have any. Wow. See, look, just catching things. Let me get a pile for coal. That's another thing. Should probably more often look up here to see what's filled and what looks like it has room for storage. But that was way too many workers in that mine, especially when I'm not heavily producing anything currently. At least producing anything that uses coal. I freed up 4 workers and still nobody for this lumberjack flag. It's fine. All these trees are growing up, so these 3 lumberjacks are still doing their business. I have 4 free vacancies, 3 children. A lot of people are growing up. There we go. Making mushrooms. Should probably make a storage for mushrooms. Warehouse. I know that. There. In other game or other playthroughs I've had of this game, of the Water Beaver Overhaul, um, I have definitely had thousands of mushrooms, just because the amount of sawdust you can see here, the amount of sawdust versus the amount of sawdust this uses, the amount of sawdust this produces versus how much this uses is not it's not equal. So you get a lot of excess sawdust. And a lot of times in this game, when you once you get uh, the rudimentary sawmill going, you're creating a lot of sawdust, and it can be a choke point where you're wondering why, hey, how come I'm not creating any more planks? My planks are, I'm at 0, but I have plenty of wood. I have workers available. The reason why is your sawdust is piling up, and then you don't have any more room for sawdust, so your workers are locked up because they don't have any place to put any of the sawdust that's choking out your production. Yeah, there's little things, a lot of little things like that with this mod. There's little things that you're fighting and addressing and trying to get like to make sure that you're producing and handling resources efficiently. It can be punishing. Not all the time, but it can be. All right, still playing a bit of the waiting game, waiting for these guys to continue building the stairs to get to this scrap. Oh, I'm at 17 plank. So now I'll pause. Oh, before I pause, that was almost gonna be a disaster. I'm gonna build this forward district, and because I built these little gaps, it doesn't give me the error that I'm connected to anything because this doesn't have a back exit. So this should just get built. I'm gonna probably increase the priority. This will give me 4 workers that'll go into this building. This guy is nothing to do in range. I forgot I even had him there. Okay, worker, party is okay. Somebody is in the clay. They are building that up. Fantastic. I'm at 160 logs. Fantastic. So I have plenty of logs. I just need them to do the work of building out all this. So moving out over here, building this. I probably could have all of everything built out, hopefully by the end of this next upcoming route. Man, I can't even imagine this game with the integrating bad tides. Good lord. Especially if the developer keeps the same random occurrence is after the 3rd cycle in bad tides is when you get like the random chance of having a bad tide. Especially when there's not really like these dams are fine and they do a job, but like nowhere near the amount of like finesse or control that you could get from the original like levee system. I just can't imagine that. That would be so brutal. Because I don't know if anybody watching knows this. The bad tide, 5 days. How much time do I have? Nope, my cabbages are dead. Sunflowers are alright. Rice is fine. But my cabbages will die. So let me set this harvesting. Harvest 2 cabbage. Let me get all the cabbage before they rot on the vine. Anyways, as I was saying, the bad tides, any of that bad tide water, any amount of it. So like I've had it where I was experimenting where I just let a little bit. I had captured some of the bad tide and just kind of let a little bit go through my water system. And any amount of it poisons all of the plants. So like everything on the edges, everything as that water, bad tide water moved through just annihilated so much of my crops. It was it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see how little it took and how quickly it destroyed so much. And you had to build, or I had to build in the areas where it had kind of pooled into that didn't move through. I had to build the deep water pumps, the bad tide pumps, to pump out the bad tide from it because it would just settle in there. Even when new good water would be moving through it, it was just settled in these pools, and I was like, oh, cool. I just have to just pump them out. It was pretty interesting. Again, I like the mechanic. I like bad tides. I like the direction that it means for the game. I love the fact that these developers, Mechanistry, that they're just continuing to innovate the game. I think a developer, granted, for as long as this game has been in early access, but like this game could have just come out already, and it could have been. Ooh, let me pause. Destroy this. This game could have come out already, and I could have purchased it as a user and been supremely happy with my purchase. And it would have been fine. They did a great job, and I love this game. I think if I look at my Steam, I'm like 900 hours into this game. I love it. Ooh. Um, but they continue to develop it. They continue to add more stuff. They're constantly changing designs. They're they're doing a fantastic job, and I think it's probably one of my favorite games. And I've been playing it for I don't know, it feels like years at this point. It's one of my favorite games to just pick up and just kind of relax and make a little quick society of beavers, take them to the point that I feel like they're completely stable, and then it just kind of start up a new game. Um, this water beaver overhaul has been pretty fun, and I like it, and I like the intricacy of the tech tree, but it's nowhere near the relaxing sort of itch that the unmodded um, Timberborn satisfies. Oh, another thing too is I do have other mods on top of the water beaver. So I have the simple trigger mod, and that'll be later once I get to the point of storing water in a location because I don't want these guys pulling water the entire time that I'm in a drought because then it'll suck up my water reserves. So usually I have this first building, this first set of water pumpers. They still work, but they turn off during droughts, and then I'll set a new area, probably over here at some point, or maybe the area down here. Set a new area to be kind of where I pump during the drought, where I will store water when it's drought that I feel comfortable. I could just get that water um, later on. But yeah, I have simple triggers. I think I have flywheels. I'll double check my settings, and I'll put that here of all the different mods that I have um, currently running in this game. And there are some of those mods that I hope one day that the developers integrate into the game, like the vertical power shafts. It's so fun. I like the vertical power shafts. I love the ladders. Um, yeah. Where am I over here? I have 0.7 days. I'm out of water. Where are we looking? Getting pretty thirsty. Getting pretty thirsty. Um, Maybe I'll call the next one "Pray for the Thirsty Beavers," or call this one "Pray for the Thirsty Beavers." Um, I think I'm fine. zero point 0.4 days. I'm not that far away from where the water source is. It'll show up pretty quick. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of them. Ooh, they're well. Hopefully, I'm not killing off more beavers again this episode. We'll find out. Well, here comes the end of the drought. Water's coming, fellas. Don't worry about it. Still building here. 20 logs, 14 logs. Oh yeah, this was built last. Um, that's another thing too to be mindful of when you're playing the game. If I believe I have Unstuckify on. I think I have that mod. Um, but your build order is super important in this game because your beavers will follow your build order. And if you build in a way where a beaver has to get, let's say here, if I had more workers and they were building these platforms, if I set these platforms first and they were building it, and then somebody came along and built these stairs, well, that cuts off this area, so now they're stuck because they were the way that I placed the buildings. I put everything, and then I deleted some, and then I put these stairs. So these stairs were put last, so they're going to be built last. These other things are going to be built first. So unless you change things with your priority, these builders are going to build in the way that in the order that you set your items, your objects. They don't build from what's closest to out. They build from what you placed in sequence. So you can often find yourself getting beavers stuck. So if you have something like this where, oh, I'm going to lock out an area and potentially I'm going to lock out beavers, usually you should set the thing that's going to lock things out as the highest priority. Sometimes, if depending on how many builders you have, it's already designated the amount of workers it's going to take here, and then you have excess workers that'll start working on the other things. So it's like very hard to avoid getting beaver stuck. But just keep that in mind that stuff gets built in sequence. Okay. I'm pausing so that I can actually click on these little guys because they run around pretty quickly. Okay. Stairs are built. Let me get you up in priority so I can start gathering some of this scrap iron. Oh, I need to start putting places for all of my special items. By special items, of course, I mean these incredibly compact library sets, the chemistry sets, the anvil, because there are special storage for them. The glorious storage. I'm going to put that there. These there. So this is going to be for my anvil. This is going to be for my chemistry set. This will be for the small cauldron. This will be for saw blades. This will be for drill bits. This will be for the incredibly compact. Uh, this will be for the medium cauldron, and this will be for the nuclear waste. Fantastic. Oh yeah, I do. I have excess rice that I have not been converting into food because I need to get this guy to turn some of my clay. I'll put this over here, kind of in my smelting zone. Will become my smelting zone. Put that there because it is one high building or yeah, two high building. Uh, and this guy is going to make my clay pot. I do need to. I think I need to increase this guy to two because I'm not getting that much clay from him. And where is my scrap? I'm at 20 scrap. I should be able to start building my. I'm slacking here a little. This guy. Start start the process of building my primitive tools. My metal fasteners first. He's gonna get a clay pot. No, let me increase this probably a little bit more. I'm gonna need more workers. I'm gonna need a lot of clay. Probably this is gonna be. Or I get to food. I'm gonna need to get the metal fasteners going. This already has 48 logs. Great. Probably gonna up this already. Ooh, I'm not storing enough water. I'm on day 6 and I only have 2 tanks full. That is a little worrisome. Hmm. I wonder if I should build out over here, get some more. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this road, go down here, get this to kind of come down here. No. So I can get some water pumpers going. What is my storage situation? Can't quite do pit tanks. I can put pit tanks up here. And then pit tanks over the regular tanks because they store about twice as much water. Um, yeah, I might put pit tanks up here. Oh, starting to get injured beavers. So maybe I need to get... Nope, it takes science. I do not have... I'm not creating science currently. Creating fasteners, that's good. What are my storages looking at? Have I created anything that I'm not storing? No. Things are looking good. I have 8 vacancies. I have buildings that are lacking workers. That is lacking workers. Okay. Put that to 2. I will build this then. Put that to start getting built. This guy has chewed up all of the logs in that area. Fantastic. These are starting to get built. This has 7 out of 15. Still gathering scrap. This is still getting the clay it needs. So I build a clay pot. As soon as I get a clay pot, build this cooking tent. Start making some of this onigiri. All of the excess rice I have. I'm gonna need salt too. Well, I don't quite need the salt. I could just do the blueberry. I don't have that much blueberry. Let me just get salt going too. So this is gathering my coal. What do my coal stores look like? Still have good amount of coal. So go to primitive mine. Put the next one next to it. Put this at mountain salt. Put this at 2 workers. Don't need a lot of workers for that. This would be a lower priority job. 2 haulers. Oh, water's fine. Just took a little bit to kind of feel comfortable about it, but where are my planks at? Plenty of planks. I'm going to build out some of these slightly better tanks. That's going to make sure I have more room there. Or I didn't anticipate putting anything there. I gotta stop using anticipate. I use anticipate way too much. As I was editing the last video, I used anticipate like 10 times all in a row. And I just did it right there. There's definitely things you notice about yourself when you're recording yourself. Things you say, things you do. It is a little absurd. Almost there. Almost there. I think as soon as we have this up, if we get this up before the drought, I think I might call that the end of this episode. Made a decent amount of progress. My food is pretty good. I've gotten to the metal fasteners. I have 1 medium cauldron. I'm trying to make the small clay pot because I need science to get the bigger, utilize the bigger clay pots. I probably should have already been making these guys, the kimchi. Because again, kimchi is for science. And science is one of the most important things in Timberborn. Those are all set to kimchi. I can't help. Oh, who died? Ventured into a dark tunnel, was eaten by a grue. Yeah, that happens. I don't know why that happens, but it does happen. I have seen it before where people use one of the billboards that like grants you power or something, and it like apparently it eats your beavers, which is absurd. I didn't even know that was a thing. And some of these billboards do anything. Some of these billboards are very helpful. I remember when I built when you build a mine for the first time. This billboard is extraordinarily helpful to like understand how to build it. So there are some things in here that are good, but I think my first like run at this game never even popped out any of the billboards. Just kind of ran headfirst headlong into this game and just like yeah cool, just trial and errored it. Um, I don't think I was very successful, and I got very frustrated with the game. So maybe don't do that. Um, but as soon as I started getting the hang of like the tech tree, how to do it, and even the developer I think put out like a little image that's with on the mod page that's like a rough guide of how to like flow down the tech tree, how to you know, the order in which you accomplish certain things. Fantastic. Uh First dam is done. Water here is fine. Think I might set this to pause when drought starts, unpause when drought ends. Pause when drought starts, unpause when drought ends. And then I have more water, more housing over here, more beavers. Food is still looking great. Sawdust is not being produced at a crazy level. Still need to gather up more scrap. I might put another guy over here to collect more scrap because it can become a bottleneck. And this guy is making my clay pot. Um, Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Cool. I have a clay pot. Now this could essentially just stop. Usually don't need this building other than burning off excess uh, sawdust when I get there. Sometimes you get there. Sometimes you're just producing way too much sawdust. And then you could just burn it off with this guy. Then this guy, I thought I created a storage place for my fasteners. I did not. So let me do that. Let me over here for the warehouse. Going to need it for my fasteners and for tools because I think I might have this guy start working on tools. And drought is coming in 2 days. I'm not even worried about it anymore. Plenty of water storage, plenty of water being gathered. This needs pine resin. Oh, that should probably not be set to that low. Oh, that sucks up everybody. Here. Okay, so I'm still a little short on labor. Where are these guys going? Coal is still in excess. Probably go one less. Salt worker, that's where he went. That's 2 spots available. Okay. I am gonna need this housing. Just gonna need more beavers. 7 children, 8 vacancies. I just need more workers. Still producing enough food. It is getting a little low. I might need to push this area to get done. So these 2 things to get done. As soon as I get this building going. get my builders up. So I have this building, and then I want to build another. As soon as this gets done, I'm going to build the wood felling plantification here. Get this builder building up. Get this building up. As soon as that's up, get these two dams going. Get the water in here. Get the farmland in here. Yeah, that should be where I end up. Uh, but yeah, things are going smooth. Things are going great. Got my dams going. Got my furnace going. Oh, let me also set this to get built. Where am I going to put food creation? I'll put that here. This will be for salt onigiri. That guy will start making that. Cool. Cycle 4 drought. Only 4 days. Not a big deal. I did not change these guys. So pause, unpause, pause, unpause. Pause these guys. It does create a homeless beaver situation when I do pause these buildings, which is not great. It's not the worst. As I go later on in the game, and I kind of like building to a place where I have a ton of like excess workers. Not a ton, but like at least like 10-ish excess workers, because this whole system that I usually end up doing of uh, having these like different water pumping buildings pausing during droughts, um, I just kind of absorb that little wax and wane. Um, but yeah, progress is looking good. My little water beavers are looking good. Let me get a good angle on them. Yeah, my white paws, they're doing well, doing all right for themselves. All right, everybody. I'll see you on the next episode.